We're stretching your griddle budget. What about an Italian dinner packed with protein and vegetables? It came together effortlessly. It should be easy for you guys to make, packed with flavor for sure. Let's go. I was absolutely shocked at the grocery store prices. This is probably the first time through this whole sequence, starting 4 years ago, that I've ever felt shock at a grocery store. Case in point, brisket, $7.99 a pound, $167 for a full packer brisket. Probably low quality choice. Unbelievable. $7.19 for ground beef, and the average chuck roast was anywhere between $31 and $35. To me, nuts. Absolutely crazy. And then even on top of that, chicken breasts were $3.99. So we are going to try to find some budget friendly meals. Maybe they don't equal the same price. Maybe they are equivalent in the same price, but hopefully we can add some more nutrition, some more flavor, some more quality instead of just going pure protein. My personal preference, I love the protein aspect of it. But there are going to be things that we're going to have to adjust based on those prices. So this is the idea that I have. Does not mean it's right or wrong, but this is what I just looked at, okay? This sausage was $4.98 a pound. That's a pretty good savings. We got 2 pounds. We're going to make a lot, right? So a box of pasta, that's going to be a stretch that. That was at 88 on sale for 88 cents. A little marinara. We got some fresh peppers, squash, zucchini, because those are in season. A little onion, garlic, basil. San Marzano tomatoes, a little cream, some mushrooms, spinach to add a little power and protein, and top that off with a little Parmesan cheese. Fantastic, super easy meal that should be able to stretch the budget, feed a bunch of people, and have a lot of flavor. First things first, let's boil the pasta in salted water. Honestly, I can't even pronounce it. You want to try to?
Tortole.
I'm like one of those people that go to the grocery store and I see it, I'm like, ooh, that looks fun. I don't care what kind of pasta you use. You can use linguine, you can use rigatoni, ziti. It just looked fun to
Tortellini.
use. Pig ears, whatever they're called.
Or a shit.
Yeah. So we're going to try that. You guys try your own. Alrighty, vegetables are cut, and I got the spinach. So quickly enough, we're just going to saute the sausage on the griddle, get it nice and brown, have some fantastic Maillard reaction, which is going to help develop that deep flavor. Saute your vegetables is all about texture and color. Eat with your eyes, eat with your mouth. You know, obviously your mouth, but I'm talking about like texture, right? Not everything's going to be soft. I want some crunch left in the vegetables. Finish off some spinach, and we're going to start a sauce pretty quickly too. I gotta tell you, since the garden's growing, we get the tomatoes and cucumbers. Probably 3 to 4 times a week, I'll do a tomato, cucumber, and onion Italian dressing type salad. We omit a lot of the oils out of it and keep the vinegar, some stevia, some fresh herbs, but the basil starts growing in, and then I'll throw the basil in there as well. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. You see that right there? I cannot express you the difference that makes.
And that was on there a good while.
I'm saving that grease because we're going to saute the vegetables in there. I always like to do this separately because on the griddle you're not going to have a lot of time, and I don't want to create a sauce on the griddle. I'd much rather you guys would probably do it inside your kitchen, hence why we're redoing our whole scenario so we can start cooking in the kitchen. So just a little bit of oil while it's warming up. Go ahead and add that garlic in there. You don't want to burn the garlic, so this is going to happen fast. I'm going to take just a little bit of that onion out and just finely dice it. I think it's going to add a little body to our tomato sauce. And anytime we can add flavor, that's our goal. The garlic's just where we want it. Nice and light almond colored. We're just going to cook these tomatoes down. Hey, look, everything I'm doing today is chunky. The vegetable size that I decided to cut has some girth to it, right? This is almost like the idea of like a, what would you call it, honey? Like a
rustic?
Like a, you know, absolutely. So I want the tomatoes rustic. If you don't like the chunky tomatoes, use a sauce. You can blend it up, but I like this. Let that cook down. Let's go do the sausage. This side of the griddle is off, so I'm gonna move this over. Let this start calming down. Everything goes down. Mushrooms next to that grease. As that grease cooks, it's gonna funnel down. Salt, pepper, garlic, and butter. Absolute fantastic combination for this right here. Ooh, it just smells good.
This is what you call multitasking, huh, honey? Hopping from one to the next. This is why I can't cook, I think.
Any type of soy sauce that you want to go with. I like to add the tomatoes because I like the brightness of the acidity. Sometimes I feel like this stuff gets bogged down with like sugars, and it's just like a flavor.
One note.
Yeah, it's just all the same. This adds ton of brightness, and I think you need that to be able to cut through the sausage, the vegetables, and all that stuff. So I would say about a jar, but you know, you can cut it back. You can do like, you know, save a little bit. Actually, we'll add it, then we'll save it then. So just about 3/4 of a jar. Red wine, white wine, something like that you can add. I guess, you know, chicken breast being $3.99 a pound, you can go chicken thighs, so you can add more protein that way. This was being on sale, like I said, $4.98. That's $5 a pound, cheaper than ground beef. So you could add one of these versus 1 pound of ground beef, or add it to 1 pound of ground beef. You can stretch it that way. Obviously, noodles are cheap as them. Quickly, and I mean quickly, drain them. You'll be surprised how much water, liquid is left over because it has starch in it. That's going to help thicken it as well. See that moisture? I'm gonna turn this side off. This side's on low and this side's off. And the reason is I want to be able to slowly incorporate these flavors. Especially dealing with the tomato sauce. Just a touch of basil at the end. Not a lot, because I like the fresh basil mixed in with the pasta. Probably tastes the same, but I just like the thought of it. Pasta's been on there for about 10 minutes. You don't want to overcook your pasta. It's going to have some time on the griddle, because I think some of the pasta will be on the griddle. It'll pick up just a little bit of char from the grease left over from the sausage. Fantastic texture. It really just umps it up a little bit. And right before we're done, I mean just right before we serve it, tons of spinach for us. Just a splash of heavy cream. If you have some vodka, right now would be the time to add it as well.
That looks like a little more than a splash. How much would you guess?
Just a splash. Just a splash. Reserve some of that tomato sauce. Don't throw all of it in there. The griddle is completely off because I don't want that cream to curdle.
So with the cream, like you said, it's kind of like a vodka sauce, but without the vodka. Kind of.
Yep, the kids like it. That's what it's all about. Feeding the kids. Stretch the sauce just a little bit. All right, this is calming down, so let me show you a little trick. We've had a few comments, not many. I'll address it. Do you have to have a microplane to grate your cheese to finish something? Absolutely not. Comes out different, no doubt about it. But you can use a box grater or even a peeler. Most people have a peeler. You don't have to run to the store or run to Amazon and grab a microplane if you don't want to, right? So however you want to do it, it's up to you. You can actually slice this again with your knife and make it smaller. Just using the kitchen tools that you have, and don't think that you can't do a dish just because you're limited on one tool. I mean, in fairness, that's probably a portion of 1.5. So you figure there's at least 6 portions there. If you needed to, or if you wanted to, you could add just a little bit more of that sauce on top for the people that want a little bit more sauce. As you guys can see on the griddle, I think keeping that temperature extremely low helps eliminate a lot of that reduction. and you can keep your noodles soft and all that stuff. Definitely don't be adding heavy cream to a griddle and watching it boil like crazy. Your griddle's too hot, your cream's going to curdle. It's not a good way to do it. And then if you have it, you can always just top it off with a little this. Tons of vegetables, less than $10 of protein, and added protein. And there we go. Just like that, as you let it cool down. If you want to, I would encourage you to save some of that pasta water. I didn't feel like I needed to because, like I said, when I drained it, I knew that there was tons of moisture left over. Probably half a cup. You maybe want to save a cup just in case. That way, when you're putting your sauce on the griddle, if you're not a seasoned vet, aka seasoned griddle, you can lose a lot of your moisture fast, and you need to recoup that. So instead of adding more tomato sauce or more cream, that's when that pasta sauce would come in handy.
Pasta water.
What'd I say?
Pasta sauce.
Yeah, pasta water. Look how creamy that is. It's important to lower that temperature on the griddle as well. Just mirror all those flavors. Mmm. 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 Good. Mmm.
Let me see. Let me have a bite.
That sausage might be too big. You're crazy. Come on now, stop looking at it. Let's go. I ain't got all day. Look at a little turtellini. What's it called?
I don't know what kind of, I don't remember.
Turtellini. I told you I like plain, look, it comes out like noodles. Sweet bell peppers, the sweet cherry tomatoes, or the cherry peppers.
We should call this like summer vegetable pasta.
That's loaded. Man, that's good.
That's good. I tell you what it is. The little crust on the Italian sausage, like you were saying, you really get that. It adds a nice bit of texture.
All right, guys, there's a join button down below. It's a membership program. We thank each and every one of you for taking time for doing so. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Last but not least, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button. Pound the notification button. Share it with your friends. Double peace. I said this was a portion of 2 or 1.5. We might be omitting that comment. Like you said, the sausage.
I know.